Your family can't wait around for your internet to catch up with your lifestyle. You need the mind-blowing speed you can only get with Revon broadband internet.
Mom? Mommy?
With speeds up to 70 megabits per second. Watch more, listen more, talk more, work more, and play more, all at the same time. Switch to Revon today and get 3 months free installation, and a chance to win a grand prize worth more than $5,000. Revon broadband internet. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Good evening, Bahamas. This is NB12 broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Here's what's making news tonight. The contents of fired NIB Director Algernon Cargill's termination letter revealed. 4 suspects in the murder of Kyle Bruner remanded to prison as the search for another man continues. A pastor apologizes after crying wolf on a murder, plus police wrap up criminal investigation training. Those stories and much more on the way. I'm Nakia DeVoe, and NB12 starts right now. For joining us here at NB12. Recently fired NIB Director Algernon Cargill will receive over $50,000 in entitlements. This was one of the details revealed in his termination letter delivered to his home yesterday. Celeste Nixon has the breakdown in this report.
In the termination letter dated the 16th of May 2013, it stated that Cargill was being fired for the gross misconduct in the performance of his duties as NIB director. The letter further revealed that Cargill will take home some $50,636 in entitlements.
In the letter signed by NIB Chairman Father James Moultrie, the board dismissed Cargill as director and CEO of NIB, effective immediately. The decision came after the government spent $861,606,000 for a forensic investigation into the allegations against Cargill and former chairman Gregory Moss. The board first made the recommendation to terminate Cargill in October of last year, but could not proceed without ministerial approval. According to the termination letter, Cargill received $7,651.12 in salary to date, and 82 vacation days, totaling $56,161.99. The letter revealed Cargill was earning $684.90 per workday, which made up his annual salary of just over $178,000. Cargill was also provided with $12,000 in an annual duty allowance and $1,920 annually for meal allowances. The termination letter stated Cargill was fired on 2 grounds. The first in relation to the rental of a Sandyport apartment by NIB from Jez El Car Company Limited, in which the board found Cargill was in breach of his employment contract. Additionally, he was found to have committed gross misconduct by placing confidential NIB information in the public domain. Cargill had been on leave with pay for the past 6 months. His termination comes after months of controversy and public scrutiny of allegations and counter-allegations regarding NIB.
Cargill currently has lawsuits against NIB and Moss pending before the Supreme Court. He accuses them of defamation, breach of contract, wrongful dismissal, and breach of the Data Protection Act. Reporting for NB12, I'm Celeste Nixon.
4 men were charged in the magistrate's court this afternoon in connection with the highly publicized murder of a Chicago man. One of the men alleged he was bagged and beaten by police. And as Vonning 2 tells us in this report, he isn't the only suspect to make such allegations.
3 of the 4 men charged in connection with the recent murder of American Kyle Bruner have asked to see a doctor. They told Chief Magistrate Roger Gomez this afternoon that they suffered abuse while in police custody. The 4 suspects were transported from Central Detective Unit to the Magistrate's Court in the back of 3 police SUVs this afternoon. 20-year-old Craig Johnson in the white t-shirt, 19-year-old Anton Bastian seen here in the yellow shirt, 28-year-old Jamal Dorferville in the cream-colored jacket, and 21-year-old Marcellus Williams seen wearing a pale gray shirt were charged with causing Bruner's death and 2 counts of armed robbery. Johnson's attorney, Nathan Smith, says his client informed him that he suffered abuse, while Bastian was allegedly bagged and beaten while in police custody. He asked that they be allowed to see a doctor. The chief magistrate asked Dorferville and Williams, who were not represented, if they too needed medical treatment. Dorferville, who has dreadlocks, held out his right hand, which contained hair. The 4 men were arrested shortly after 34-year-old Bruner of Chicago, Illinois, was shot in the neck on Sunday during an armed robbery near the intersection of Mackey and East Bay Streets. He died on the scene. Bruner was with another man and 2 women when the assailants confronted them. According to court dockets, Jane Robinson was robbed of a $30 handbag, $900 iPhone 5, and $150 in cash. The 4 men are also accused of robbing Haley Sire of a $20 handbag, $300 black iPhone, and $30 in cash. One of those men, Anton Bastian, was also charged with a separate count of armed robbery. He reportedly committed that offense on April 1st. The 19-year-old Abraham Street resident is accused of robbing Jeremy Pinder of a $400 blue iPod, $300 Gucci wallet, Bahamian driver's license, and cash. Gomez informed the men that they are not eligible for bail. They were remanded into custody. Both matters have been adjourned to the 10th of June. Reporting for NB12, I'm Voining Toot.
Well, police still want to question a 5th suspect in connection with the murder of Kyle Bruner. Today, Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade revealed how close police are to closing in on that suspect and spoke to some concerns over the fear of crime. Our Christina McNeil has more in this report.
The hunt is still on for the 5th suspect wanted for questioning in connection with the murder of American tourist Kyle Bruner. Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade revealing that much to NB12 this afternoon. He says others may also be brought in for questioning as the investigation progresses.
We're able to send 4 of the suspects to court today, and of course we are still looking for a 5th. I suspect that when it is all done, we'll be looking for more than just a 5th person. However, I'm very encouraged by comments I've received from members of the public who have rang to say we are doing our best to assist him in making up his mind to come in. So I believe that he is listening, his family will be listening, and he's probably a bit afraid at this stage, but he needs to come in. There's no reason why he shouldn't come in. He'll be treated with the greatest respects, and certainly let's move on and get this sorted out.
Greenslade says police have every reason to believe 18-year-old Leo Bethel of Balls Alley is still in Nassau, and he urged family and friends to turn the wanted teen in.
We make that appeal again for his family and friends to continue to encourage him and hopefully bring him to us sooner than later. There's no reason to believe that he's anywhere else, and not just him. There are other persons that we need to see that are still here in New Providence that need to consider turning themselves in. And we again make an appeal for them to do that. Do the right thing. Come on in and see the police. Have us look at these matters. And you know, there are times when allegations can be made against people. These are mere allegations because they're not tried before a court of laws yet. And our job is to investigate. And so sometimes it works to your benefit to come and see the police. Bring someone that you trust. So whatever your trepidations might be, whatever those noises are in the wider community about unfair treatment, ring someone that you believe, that you can trust, and have that person bring you to see us.
In the wake of Bruner's murder, there has been concern over the perception of crime in the country, not just for visitors, but also for locals. To that, Greenslade says the crime figures speak for themselves. The commissioner says he will continue to speak about the progress that has been made in reducing crime, allowing people to live without fear of becoming victims.
Our crime figures are down. They are down over figures for last year. I've spoken several times to the media. And while I continue to hear people say crime figures mean nothing, I don't accept that. Because when those figures were high, those same people said to me, yes, Commissioner, crime figures mean everything, and you'd better show that you're doing what we expect you to do. So we're doing it, and the numbers are down. And so yes, we have some sensational things that happen, things that are very terrible that happen, but the facts are the facts. And this country is a place where you can walk the main streets of this country and feel totally safe. I've seen people, not once or twice, roaming the streets during the morning hours. I'm sorry, it's a wrong choice of words, but certainly stopping at our little chicken stands and purchasing snacks. And I've looked on with officers and I've said, geez, isn't that amazing? These are people that live among us, that live in really well-to-do areas. They represent foreign governments, and they have no trepidation stopping and purchasing their snacks.
Greenslade says the murder of Bruner was the result of a crime of opportunity, and everyone must be on board to stop the carnage and restore the country to what it used to be. Reporting for NB12, I'm Christina McNeil.
And back to news from the courts. A man accused of raping and robbing a 32-year-old woman was arraigned in a magistrate's court this afternoon. Marvin Davis, seen here in the gray Old Navy fleece and brown pants, is accused of having sex with his victim without her consent on May 3rd and robbing her of $500, a $300 BlackBerry Curve, a black handbag, Bahamian passport, and driver's license. He allegedly used a firearm to commit the crime. Now, according to court documents, Davis also robbed a man of $2,500 and a 14-karat gold and silver chain valued at $300. He was denied bail and remanded into custody. This matter has been adjourned to July 18th. In other court news, a young woman has been charged with hawking and loitering. Nikita Patton is accused of selling beaded necklaces on May 15th without a proper permit, then failing to move away quietly when police officers asked her to. Her arraignment comes 1 week after outgoing Straw Market Authority Chairman Ron Pinder revealed that tourists complained of being sold beads by people pretending to be vendors in the downtown Straw Market. He said at the time that several people had been charged with hawking. Patton was granted $1,000 bail with one surety. The chief magistrate gave her until Tuesday to find someone with a job letter to sign for her.